Senator Boats in Napier, New Zealand have just launched a new model, the 500 side console. It's a chamber boat. As with all Senator boats, the boat has already won a prestigious award at the Hutchwilco New Zealand Boat Show for Best Specialist Fishing Boat up to 6 meters. And I'm lucky enough to get my hands on one of these beasts. And today I will show you all the features of this awesome new boat in a walkthrough and show you why I love this boat so much. G'day everyone, I'm Ollie Craig. I'm a spearfishing enthusiast, or you could say a spearfishing addict. I make YouTube videos of all my adventures, spearfishing, camping and hunting, and I just absolutely am loving this new Senator 500. I've had this boat for about 3 months now, so plenty of missions already, and it's just awesome. So this 500 model is a chamber boat, or otherwise known as pontoon, a specialty of Senator and very common for boats in New Zealand. So basically that means the hull of this boat has multiple airtight chambers, so which creates really stable boats, but more importantly safe boats. Especially here in New Zealand, we have lots of rough conditions, sea conditions, multiple bar crossings, so having a really safe boat, which you know if it gets swamped with water and it's not gonna sink, it's a big plus for me. In this specific Senator model, the 500, it actually has foam-filled chambers as well. So these hugely reduce the noise and just create a smoother riding experience. So this is great for me, as I love sleeping out on my boat overnight camping, but I'll get into more detail of that shortly. So this 500 model has been completely overhauled from previous generations, this size for Senator, including their wave breaker transom, they call it. Seriously, for a chamber boat and this size of a boat, it handles really well. I'm very impressed. Now you see a lot of boat reviews out there, also similar boats, chamber pontoon boats, and the guys in the interview saying this is the best riding boat I've ever been on, which is just utter crap. Chamber boats, pontoon boats, they don't have big deep V hulls like other fiberglass boats as such. They are what they are. There's a certain limitation for ride quality, and I'm not gonna lie like other people and say this is the best riding boat I've ever been in. However, I have been in multiple chamber pontoon boats and the ride is very good on this boat. It's a noticeable upgrade from my 400 and other similar boats of this size I've been in, so I will say it's a great riding boat for what it is, but I'm not going to say it's the best out there. So honest review there, but yeah, it's awesome. It's smashing through chop, the handling's insane, cornering, I must say the cornering is next level. It just sticks to the surface. I can basically hit a corner at full throttle and it just sticks to the water like a race car. It's awesome. So the main concept of this boat, this 500 model, is it's modular. So basically all the components in the boat, the seating, the live bait tank at the back, all the components up forward, everything bolts on, bolts off, clips on, clips off. A lot using the Railblaza system, which means you can really customize the boat to your needs, whether you're a spear fisherman, diver like me, or rod fisherman, whatever, you can just tailor it to your needs, which is really cool. So throughout the boat, there's these lugs on the floor, and this is where you can attach the compartments up forward, seating options and whatnot. So yeah, very clever design and easy to change up to your style. So a big part of this boat is the incorporation of the Railblaza mounts. Throughout the boat we've got mounts, we've got them all around the bow here, we've got them down the sides of the boat here, at the aft, so many options for rod holders, you name it. There's so many accessories with Railblaza you can add and click on and click off. I've got my dash mounts for GoPro accessories, got my phone holder, got one of my favorite features on the side of the boat here, the spear gun rack holders, gun holders. These are a must, guys. If you're into diving, you've got a boat, get these. It just makes life way easier diving out in the water. Keep those spear guns out of the way, really cool. We'll get into all the components of the Railblaza once we move through the boat. So basically you can buy the base model of this boat and slowly add components as you go, seating arrangements, extra seats, live bait tanks, etc. Or you can be like me and just get all the bells and whistles to start, and I'm actually slowly taking things off, which I don't need, but the option's there, that's the main thing. Anyways, so many features, let's get into it. First up, the boat's sitting on an Alloy Trailers NZ trailer. I had the same trailer on my previous Senator, the 400. Extremely well built Alloy trailers here in New Zealand. Ridiculous rocker system, all the bells and whistles for an Alloy trailer boat, seriously well built. Had no issues, so I've stuck with the same trailer for this boat. Yeah, not much else to say there. Wicked trailers, go check them out, Alloy Trailers NZ. Moving on to the Outboard. I love bulletproof, reliable gear. That's why I use Rob Allen spear guns, which I consider the AK-47 of the ocean. I drive a Toyota Hilux, and that's why I've got a Yamaha Outboard. Everyone knows the reliability of Yamaha Outboards, well known for their reliability, so it made sense to me to get a Yamaha, which I had on my previous boat, and I've stuck with Yamaha for this boat, and I've gone for a 75 horsepower 4-stroke. It's a beast of a motor. This 500 model's generally paired with a 60 to 70 horsepower, but after having a convo with the guys at Fishing Boats NZ, I was convinced to move up to the 75, which is a whole nother block, and it's got some serious torque and power. Way more than enough for me by myself out there, but if I've got a couple of other divers on board or wine and cheese tour with a bunch of mates, it's got heaps of torque, just gets up on the plane so quick. Absolutely love it, so why not? If there's the option to have more power and more torque and it's not going to affect the ride and it's not going to put the boat off balance as such, well, I thought it's a no-brainer. So 75 Yamaha 4-stroke, it's an absolute beast, absolutely love it. So glad I moved up to the 75. So the Outboard's paired with the digital Yamaha dash display. It's wicked, it's got all the digital readings, your fuel usage, battery levels, trip mileage, just everything. It's got trolling modes, it's got all the bells and whistles. But yeah, I'm not gonna pretend I know what I'm talking about with the motor and all the electronics. Not my specialty, I'm a spear fisherman, but go talk to your Yamaha dealer if you're keen on getting into one of them, and they'll run you through all the details there. So a lot of thought and design has gone into the design of this new boat. There's so many cool features. So let's get started with one of my favorites. At the aft of the boat, we have the bait board sitting on top of the live bait tank. This workstation is something I haven't seen on other boats. So once again, as I mentioned, everything's incorporated with these Railblaza mounts. So this whole bait station, with a few clicks of the Railblaza mounts at the back, unlock those, unscrew the hose, and the whole tank actually just lifts off. So if you don't want to use it for a specific day, it literally takes, I don't know, 2 minutes, and you can take that whole live bait tank off, chuck it in the shed, and it's equally as easy just to put back on. So very neat design. Apart from that, the whole top with the easy undo of the bungee, the whole bait board top swivels around, and you can access your live bait tank, grab your crays, put the crays in there, rip your crays out for a feed, chuck your power in there, whatever, all your liveys for your rod fishermen. It's insane, really, really cool design. And also, once you're done with your filleting, there's blood and guts everywhere, you just spin that board around, grab the wash down hose, and just hose all that shit off the back of the boat, and it keeps the boat clean, mess free. Very, very cool design. I haven't seen this on another boat. It may be out there, but I don't think so. So really, really cool. Other than that, it's got space underneath the bait board there, a couple of tackle boxes, a built-in aluminium tray, chuck all your sinkers and stuff in there. Yeah, simple, very well thought out design. It's really cool. Right, so up forward of the boat, we have the whole modular front compartments. All of these bench seatings can be personalized. You can have multiple small blocks, you can have long bench seat, which I've gone for. There's multiple different options, or you can take them all out and just have the locker up forward, and they all just mount onto those flooring lugs which I spoke about earlier. A couple of screws and they come on and off. Again, really simple, easy design, and lets you personalize the boat. So I think that's really cool. I've only had the boat for 3 months, so I'm still playing around with what the most ideal setup is for me. I'll keep tinkering and I'll slowly find out what works best for me, but that's the cool thing about it. You can just slowly change the internal design of the boat. It's wicked. The boat's fitted with a washdown hose. Don't need to go into detail here, but it's the first one I've had on a boat, so I'm stoked. It makes washing down all that blood and guts from kingies on board and whatnot really easy. So just hose it all off, flick the bilge pump on, which I have as well, and it all gets flushed out the back. So that's that, wicked. The other huge main feature of this boat is the removable seats. So we've got 2 tracks running down the sides, and the seat just screws onto those, and 1 screw on the floor into the lug. So 3 components, and in a couple of minutes you've taken that seat off, or you can add it on. They slide along those tracks, so you can find whatever position works for you. So yeah, it's a wicked design. I'm out solo a lot on missions, so most of the time I've just got my helm seat in here. The other one stays in the shed, or if I've got divers coming out to me, it takes 2 minutes. I add that other chair back on, a couple of screws, and we've got 2 seats, so really cool. The seats are really nice. I've got the deluxe helm seats and super comfy. Not much to say there, just good seats. They swivel, pretty cool. I'm just stoked to have a seat on my boat. It's the first boat I've had with a seat and a steering wheel and all these, what would you call it, basic components of most boats. So yeah, wrapped. On the bow of the boat we've got the fairly roller, and I've got a Maxwell winch fitted. I'm not an expert on winches, so I won't go into that either, but it's done the job so far. 3 months. I'm pulling up and moving spots like, I don't know, could be 10-15 times a day easily. So I'm using the anchor a lot. I've been thrashing that over the last few months, and there's been no issues. So far so good with the Maxwell. The main hull of the boat is a 4mm plate on the bottom, and then we've got 3mm alloy pontoon, so extremely well built, tough as. Throughout the boat I've gone with the U-DEK flooring. Once again, I had on my 4-meter Senator. I absolutely love this stuff. It's so nice underfoot, soft, slightly warm in the sun. I've chosen black for this boat, and a lot of people, including myself, were asking questions, how hot is this stuff going to get on a hot summer's day? But I was told it doesn't get hot, and that's true. So far it just gets a nice warm feel to it, and that's it. So it looks really cool. I love the black colour. It's all throughout the boat, everywhere. It's so nice underfoot, love it. Highly recommend U-DEK. All the reviews out there can testify how well wearing it is and all that stuff. So yeah, it's not cheap, but it's well worth it in my opinion. If you're a diver, obviously we're often barefoot or just with a thin booty sock on, so it's really nice to have that underfoot versus tread plate and whatnot. Love it. It's going to be nice in winter, getting a bit of warmth from whatever sun we can gather and keep those feet warm. So big thumbs up for the U-DEK. Got a very simple boarding ladder down the back. It's just a T-boarding ladder, 1 action swivel. Not much to say about that. Simple, again, nothing to go wrong. No components folding up and latches and all that stuff which can get broken. Just a simple design. Love it. That's how I like things. Also up forward we've got a couple of lockers. Obviously one stores the anchor winch in. The other, I actually currently have a big battery because I had a trolling motor, the Haswing, mounted up forward, which this boat comes in with the built-in plate mount for trolling motors. I've taken it off for now because I just haven't been using it, so any weight I'm just removing. But I'd like to get into some deep sea fishing, and there's a few other uses for a trolling motor which are pretty cool. So currently I've got the battery up forward, but otherwise you can use that for dry storage. Heaps of space in there to chuck bags and whatnot. And if you're into casting soft baits and stuff, that's quite a bit of space up there for a casting platform. So throughout the boat you'll notice we've got these oversized rails, really nice round grip. They're all black powder coated. We've got them on the bow rails. We've got a grab rail up front on the starboard side. We've got a passenger grab rail next to the passenger seat. And yeah, these are all black powder coated, and so far so good. Apparently the wear on them is insane. I've been rough as, and I can't see any scratches or chips or anything, so that's awesome. Love those. Got it on the helm station here as well, so if I'm standing up driving, got a solid big rail to grab onto. Yeah, everything's just solid. So back to the Railblaza gear, I've got components mounted everywhere, and lots of these starport accessories just fitted all over the boat. Obviously I do a lot of filming, so whacking GoPros in there, dive flags. On the helm station here I've got a phone holder from Railblaza. Excellent, the phone straps in, really awesome underway. Nice place to have your phone right there. On the side I've added an extra cup holder, just gives me options. If I'm facing aft, trolling for marlin or something, I've got my cup holder built in by a Senator right next to me. Or if I'm underway driving, I've got a nice cup holder there Again, they can be mounted wherever you want. That's the benefit of these Railblaza mounts. Customize your boat how you want. The main feature I love is the gun holders, which I've mounted on the sides of the boat here. Whack your spare gun in, on and off, strap them down, underway, keep your spare guns out of sight, out of the way. Under the gun walls I've got extra Railblaza mounts built in. You can chuck extra spare guns under there, clip in your fishing rods. I do own a couple of those, which I've been using them for. And up forward of the boat and on the helm station I've got the Railblaza mounts on the bow rails for my tent system, which we will get to shortly. You're gonna love that. So the boat does come built in with 4 cup holders and 4 rod holders. So yep, options for plenty of rods. And once again at the back I've got the Railblaza mounts along the aft section there, which you can add extra Railblaza fishing rod holder mounts in there as well. So heaps of options for rods and such. The boat's got a steering wheel. Stoked as first boat for me with a steering wheel. Really nice grip, beautiful looking steering wheel. Looks like it's off a high-end European car. Not much to say about that, but it's a steering wheel. There you go. Got the shield on the helm station. The whole helm station is black powder coated on this boat. Love it. It looks sharp, looks smart. And the shield, if there's any splashback, which there actually isn't much on this boat, the flat gunnels really help that spray back. So yeah, if any does come over in some really rough conditions, then that just stops any of that spray, keeps it out of my eyes. It's awesome. I've got nav lights hardwired into the side of the boat. I do a lot of really early mission mornings, leaving in the dark and even coming back on dusk or into the evening, so having nav lights built in was a no-brainer. Right, one of the next best things is my tent system. The team at Senator have designed this wicked tent setup, as I love my boat camping. Basically a whole system of poles, kind of like you'd have in a normal tent, fold out, 2 pieces sit into the existing rod holders, and then 2 more bars clip into the Railblaza mounts, tighten everything off, chuck the whole canvas over, they clip into more Railblaza mounts. The whole tent's up in a couple of minutes and it is wicked. I've just got back from a mission testing the tent out. It handled the rain well. There was quite decent rain overnight, and yeah, it's fully enclosed. It doesn't stop the mosquitoes though, however. I got absolutely mauled. Yeah, the tent system is wicked. It's a prototype. It's the first tent Senator has done as such, so no doubt there'll be a few tweaks, but so far so good. And if you've got any suggestions for that tent system, write a comment below. Would love to hear your opinion, but it's a very, very cool setup. Love it. So for the sound, I've stuck with the Lowrance Elite HDS 9-inch. It's the same sound I had on my 4-meter Senator. Absolutely no issues with it. I'm sure I don't use it to anywhere near of its capabilities, as I'm a spear fisherman. Generally I'm just marking reefs, pins, coastline and shallow, then jumping overboard, but I know it's packed full of features, all sorts of wicked stuff on there. Check that out if you want any specs on that. I'm not going to go into details again, I don't know what I'm talking about, but yeah, it's simple, really easy to use, no issues with it, love it. That's paired with the Lowrance VHF. I was going to get a handheld, but been convinced to get a built-in unit, as apparently there's like 10 times the coverage range, so that made sense. I push it pretty far out into the ocean, so there we go. The whole boat is wrapped in a black vinyl. It looks awesome. The inside's white, really just pops and keeps the inside light. Yeah, I was a bit hesitant of going black, as everyone knows how hard it is to keep black things clean, but whatever, just wash it, it's not that hard. Right, I've saved my favourite part of the boat for last. Sorry Senator, but the sound system is just insane. So when designing the boat, I was adamant that I wanted to get a sound system put in, some speakers, and just so happened to bump into Derek from Roswell at the boat show last year, and we got talking and we've decided to put in an epic sound system, the R1 Roswell Marine Audio, and it is like a nightclub in here. It is awesome. Senator have custom made all these alloy boxes to house the speakers. Looks like they're part of the boat, professional, and the sound quality is mental. I'm absolutely loving it. It's seriously like a nightclub in here. I've got a nice control display on the helm here, so easy as to change tracks, turn up the volume, of course, and whatnot. So I've got 4 speakers, 2 up forward, 2 speakers down the aft, and I've got a 10-inch subwoofer built in with another box, so this thing just booms. And I was a bit worried about the sound in an alloy boat, but I think these foam-filled chambers have really helped because there's no tinniness to it. It's just a solid, good sound. It's wicked. So the main thing about these tweeter speakers is the cross-directional sound. So try find tweeters on the market which have multi-directional output. Most are just one directional, so the sound is just traveling straight out. These speakers, the sound travels in every single direction, so no matter where you are on the boat, it just sounds the same. So they're really quality speakers. I believe these speakers are entering into New Zealand as we speak. I know they're big over in Australia and massive over in the States. They are very popular overseas. Quality speakers, so I'm absolutely loving them. They've got cool lights which light up at night, or if I'm leaving early morning in the dark, they look really cool as well. So hey, that's why I've got a black shiny boat. We all like things that look cool as well, not just being practical. So big ups to Roswell Marine, great speakers, highly recommend them. So yeah, the boat's awesome. I'm sure I've missed a few components. There's so much to get used to still, and I'm still tweaking the boat as I learn and go on different missions, adding things, removing things. As I said, that's the benefit of this boat's design. Really excited to adapt and see where this boat ends up in say 6 months, and I might have to do another review. But all I can say is check these boats out, find a local dealership, go for a test ride. You'll be amazed at the ride capability and just how much space is on these boats. The deck space is insane. Just a really cool boat. Can't recommend it enough. So stoked. So massive thank you to everyone who's watched my videos over the last few years, commented, liked, subscribed to the channel, shared my videos, all that stuff which has helped algorithms and enabled me to get into this boat. I'm absolutely stoked. Like, I don't want to go bigger. I just think this is the perfect boat for me for what I do around New Zealand. And yeah, I'm just so stoked. So thank you to everyone who's been a part of my journey over the last few years on YouTube. A big thank you to Grant and the team at Senator Boats. You are awesome. A massive thank you to Yamaha Marine NZ. A big thank you to Fishing Boats NZ for the trailer and fitting this boat out. Big ups to Roswell Marine. Big ups to Lowrance, everyone involved. Railblaza, thanks to everyone involved for this epic boat. I absolutely love it. If you're new to my channel, interested in ocean adventures, camping, hunting, hit subscribe. Have a flick through all my past videos. Plenty more missions to come, including out on my new boat, the Senator 500. So stay tuned for some wicked adventures. Please write any comments below, any modifications or things you'd like to see on the boat, tips, questions you have about the boat. I'll try and answer all those. Otherwise, check out senatorboats.com for all the specs. So yep, that's a wrap. I hope you like the boat. I sure do. Cheers.